Welcome back to the workbench, and we're still working on the wooden kit, the flower shop wooden kit. If you watched last episode, we were able to complete one box. So we're making good progress. Now, last episode, if you missed it, by the way, you can check the playlist and get caught up from last episode. But today, we're going to be moving forward a little bit more quickly. Last episode, we were trying to kind of get ourselves settled with what's going on here and how the instructions work and where the pieces are and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can get more than one box completed. And in fact, I went ahead and you can see I've got a bunch of pieces just kind of scattered out here on the instructions. I went ahead and kind of pre-cut, pre-painted, pre-everythinged to here. So hopefully we can get a few items done at least today. So let's go ahead and get started on that. And the first thing we got to do, in fact, this is going to be a flower basket. And then this is going to be a flower bed. So I'm going to move those out of the way because what we're working on right now is this guy right here, storage box 2. So box number 2. All right. And what we need to do with this, we actually had some paper I had to cut. If I reach over here, I can grab it. We have a big piece of parchment paper. This is literally just kind of a thick, kind of cardstock. And so I cut these pieces out of that. These I went ahead and painted. And if you didn't see yesterday, we had to make what is essentially 2 washes. They gave us some paint in this kit. And we had to mix them 1 to 12 and 1 to 8. Or 8 to 1 and 12 to 1, or however you want to say that. For 2 different colors we're using. I'm not going to lie. I've painted both colors now, which are kind of like washing colors. They look exactly the same to me, but I'm not worried about it. We're moving forward. So what we need to do first, in fact, I need to flip all these over because these are the unpainted sides here. These sides of these pieces. And we've got to glue, we've got to glue these pieces of paper, essentially, to the backs of these to kind of give them, give body to the panels. They gave us this glue. I used it yesterday because I wanted to try, and it's a mess. This stuff just makes a mess. It makes spider webs, if you've ever used glue like that. So I think we're going to avoid that. I'll set that to the side, and we'll just use some good old Starbond CA glue. If you need a discount on your Starbond CA glue, check the description down below. But I think we're going to use this. I think it'll go a lot faster, a lot easier. This is the medium viscosity stuff, so I should be able to just kind of touch a dot on each of the sides of these. Let me just do that real quick, and we'll get one done. This is the one that says flower on it. By the way, if you were wondering, this is for my daughter. She picked it out. I wanted to do something a little different. We've been doing, in the last few builds we've been doing in this series, were plastic model builds. So I wanted to do something a little different, kind of cleanse the palette, as I like to say. And we went to the old Michael's, and this is what she picked out. I wanted to do something wooden, and this is what she picked out. I probably should get some white glue for this. I don't know how well CA glue. Probably not at all, is it? I've never actually tried to glue paper with CA glue. It's probably not going to work at all, is it? Well, we might have to, unfortunately. What was I? I was dumping this in something because the tip got cut a little big. I might have cut off the tip of our glue way too big. Here it is. I think this is where I was putting it in. Yep. So let me just squeeze some in here, and we'll use this glue. The problem is it actually starts to really. It's already making the spider webs, but. Let's see if I can get this. Probably will work a little better on this paper. It kind of has a smell of white glue or Elmer's glue, but it kind of almost has the consistency of hot glue, but without being hot. And I'm dragging. It is just going everywhere. Look at this. I can't stand it. Makes a mess. But I think this is actually going to work for the paper better. So we'll struggle through it. I'm gonna have to, oh my goodness, this is the nastiest. I don't know if there's an easier way to work with this. All right, but let's just go ahead and get each one of these done as quickly as possible. These get just there's bigger ones to go on here. Yeah, that guy, and this is the smaller one that goes for the open framed one. So let me just, like I said, it seems to dry up. Man, it is a mess. It really does act like hot glue. I said this last time. You know how hot glue, the best way to, if at Halloween, if you want to make spider webs, just use your hot glue gun, right? Well, that's what this is doing. I think I might have a new, better way of doing it now. Whatever the heck this glue is. I'm going to contact Rolife and, hey, what kind of glue is that? I need to make some spider webs. Let's get this one here. I think I will use this. Whoa, do not fall in there. That'll really be a mess. I will use the CA glue. I'm having to make sure I'm gluing to the unpainted side because it's pretty subtle. It does make it, there's a difference in color. That kind of wash does make a difference in color, and it's an effective difference in color, but it is subtle. So you kind of really have to pay attention. God dang, it's making a mess. You have to pay attention to make, or at least I'm having to pay attention to make sure I'm gluing to the correct side, the non-painted side or stained side or washed side or whatever you want to kind of call that mixture we made. It really is a wash is what it is. That seems to be acrylic paint that we kind of, that we thinned way out, which essentially is a wash. And then when you put it on wood, it acts like a stain. I don't know, whatever it is. All right, there's those guys stickily put together. And then what we need to do is, this is the bottom. I painted this side, so I want that side up. So this, how does this fit? Okay, so it's going to fit. Yeah, this fits flush. The long sides fit flush to the front, so we'll put those on first. I've got this glue here, so we're going to use it. It actually glued the other stuff up halfway decent, except for the mess, of course. Let me set this flat down here. I don't want to glue it to the instructions is my only concern here. Just like that. Oh, yep, see it's glued. You know what? Let me do it this way. I'm going to stand it up ways like that so it doesn't glue to the paper instructions. And then we're going to take, I'm going to do the flower one, I guess. It's going to go here and make sure it's going to hang off it's going to go flush on this side and then hang off on that side. If you've ever built a box with butt joints, you always know you've got, like say you're using 3/4 inch material, you're going to have two sides that are 1.5 inches short because you've got the 3/4 inch material you got to account for on either side. Well, that's what's going on here. So I got to make sure I'm getting that lined up correctly. Whoop. I already had some glue going there. So let's get glue here. This stuff is very sticky, so it makes it nice. It holds the stuff right in place. Oops, and I just goofed it up. Yeah, we want to go flush on this side, and I want to make sure it is flush. I want to make sure we're square on the bottom, square on the side. And this isn't a real box, so it's not, it's not the end of the world, but I want to get it definitely as close as I can, make it look as best as we can. Okay, and then I think we'll go like this probably. Everything is sticky. Oh my God, this stuff is nasty. All right, so I think we'll do this long side now. Let me get some. Oh, you know what? I want to make sure it's going top left. Okay, it doesn't matter which way we go. All right. Wanted to make sure there's the crossbar, but yeah, either way it goes. It runs the same direction. Just wanted to double check that. All right, there we go. Get it square. That's not quite square. There we go. I think it's easier to see it with it upways like this. Trying to get all the edges kind of flush with each other as best I can. And then let's do this back piece while we're still, while the glue's still a little, we got a little play in the glue. That makes sense, so we can move these sides around where we need them. I'm actually kind of running out of glue. And this stuff's working. I guess I can keep using it. I said that I wanted to try to use everything that comes with the kit. That's kind of the point, is to build it how it comes. Or with, the kind of via the instructions. Yeah, this does not fit very flush on this end. Let me pull that out if I can. I'm going to hold a little pressure there. Yeah, it's wanting to come loose. You know what part of the problem is? I probably need to sand that down a little bit. Let me see if I can. It came with this little, essentially a fingernail file as a sanding block. This is not exactly flush. I pretty should have thought about this in the first place. Let's sand this nice and flush so that when we put this last piece on, it should sit nicely. Do I have any more of this glue I can goop on there? Not really. Let me grab a little bit more. They give you quite a bit of it. I don't want to waste it though. Yuck. Something. Oh my! It's just a mess though. I don't get it. Okay, and then let's go. This should fit a little more flush now. Yeah, a little better for us. Yeah, it kind of smells like Elmer's glue. I think that's pretty. This is gonna be pretty good. I think. These crates, you know, they're usually a little worn in or whatever, but that, yeah, no, that looks pretty good. I need to pull that down a little bit. Now I'm basically gluing the paper. You know, we glued the wood to the paper and then the paper to the wood here at the joints. But, you know, be all right, I think. So there we go. It is a storage box 2 that says flowers on it. Yeah, that's all right. All right, let's set that one to the side. And then what do we have next? Next, we're doing this flower bed, which these pieces are actually already painted for us. And it looks like we just glue as shown. So what do we, let's see, we have 2 of these. I'm assuming this is probably the bottom. Let me kind of piece them together. These would be the, it's going to stand straight up. The sides like that. Yes, so you have this one smaller rectangle that's the bottom. And then let's see, we need to, what's going to be the easiest way? Let me put the in, so let's put this on. Okay, this has to stand. Yeah, so this goes like so. Yeah, so let's do that first. I'm going to glue here first. Still have a little bit of this glue left here. Oh, what a nasty mess. Here we go. Let's see if I can just kind of get it on there. And then it's going to stand straight off this guy like so. Isn't that right? Yeah. Let me stand it up like this. Probably makes more sense. Now, the thing is, yeah, this piece is then going to cap it like so, right? Yeah. Let's get us some glue here. I'm always excited to get more of this stuff going. All right, so let's cap that off, I think, and that'll square it up. I'm trying to keep it from stringing out too much, the glue that is. Okay. And then this, let's see, this will cap this side like so. Got a little too much glue on there. Let me see if I can get that off without making a horrible mess. Now, again, the idea is to try to get everything square and flush. This glue actually tacks up pretty quick. You don't have a whole lot of time to work. It's very, I don't know the right word, like gummy. So you'll put a piece together, and if you want to move it, it like pulls it back, you know, very quickly. So you don't have a lot of time to work with it. Let me flip this over like so. But then it also takes a little bit of time to actually cure. I can tell that it's not curing extremely fast. Let me put this. I'm gonna put this end cap on. Actually, no. I'm gonna put this one on. Where does this one go? It goes. No. This one caps it here. Okay, yeah. You gotta make sure we do this right. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I just kind of twirling it on the end of this toothpick like cotton candy or something. Here we go. Try to hit it right where it needs to go, because like I said, it tries to spring it back to where you first put it. Okay, let's just hold it for a second. Get the extra off. Yeah, this is starting to now pull apart. But the bottom started coming apart a little bit. Let's get back in place. Not the easiest. I don't know if they make little box clamps, little right angle, 90-degree clamps you could use to do this. Hold this in place. Let's let that sit just a second like that. In fact, I might stand it up. Yeah. Okay, let's go. What I'm going to do is now just put a touch of glue here. And then on the edges of this, on each edge of this kind of end cap here, we'll just dot some glue and some glue here. And then try to slip it in place if we can. It should wedge right in here, like so. And then that's the last piece that we can kind of square everything up on. There we go. Let me pull that. Try to wipe down kind of the extra glue that squishes out. I think that's not too bad. Let's let that sit just a second, because now what we need to do, we got to do another paper piece. So this is another piece of the paper that I cut out from that same sheet of paper, from the same kind of parchment style paper, but it's got some folds we have to make in it. Let me move this very carefully. And we've got to fold it down. So I think the best way, I went and grabbed a ruler, and I think I literally left it outside the room. I sure did. I think I can probably do this by hand. I think if I just kind of lightly pull the X-Acto across these lines like so. I don't know if you can hear it. There's just barely breaking some fibers in this paper. Like so. And then what we need to do is fold those over. And that should help us, make a better fold, or at least should fold on those lines we just kind of barely scraped in there. Doesn't take much. Obviously, you don't really want to cut into the paper. You're more just kind of scratching it, I guess you could say. And then we've got this here that we're supposed to cut the X. I was reading here. It says, cut on the cross part and open a hole with tweezers. Okay. So I'll just kind of open that back up. I'm going to cut through it. I don't want to cut through my instructions. I'm pulling it off the edge. I don't think you guys can see what I'm doing here. I just didn't want to cut into my instructions there. Okay, so I cut with the X-Acto, cut that X out, and then these are the tweezers they gave us. So these are the tweezers I'm going to use. I guess we just kind of like so. I mean, that's kind of what the picture looks like. Works for me. And then we make those folds again, and it just kind of sits down. In here. Hopefully it'll fit down in here. That's going to be the magic of this. That actually works out well. Because our glue's still a little soft, we can kind of move things around. Push it all the way down, and then let's get our box back in shape here. Yeah, I need clamps. Do I have any? All my clamps are out in the garage, aren't they? I could clamp this to dry is really what I need to put. I could put I have some small clamps out in the garage. Unfortunately, we are not in the garage. 2 little clamps would hold this nice and firm and in place. I'm looking over. I've got a pegboard right over there with a bunch of stuff that I haven't moved out to the garage yet. I was trying to see if I had any clamps, but I don't see any. So I think it's gluing up though for us. Make sure it holds in place. Gave it a little pressure, and that seems to be doing the trick. I don't know what's going to go on here. I guess maybe some flowers are going to go in there or something at some point would be my guess. Let me just see if I can get this to glue up a little bit. Oh, wow, it's really pulling loose. The problem is that cardboard is opening up and pulling it apart a little bit. I guess probably the game plan would have been let this glue dry up before you put the cardboard in. But we're on a time crunch here. You think if I hit this with some accelerant, it would it would glue? You know what I could do? Let me see. Is that going to stay? Yeah, this glue gets real gummy. And so it kind of, I think that's going to be okay like that. It's not seeming to spring out of shape anymore. I'll set it over here. If it gets out of shape, I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm setting it over, it might be out of frame for you guys, but I'm going to set it right over there. We'll keep an eye on it because we got a flower basket to make. And I don't have time to deal with that. Let's see. So let's see how this actually goes together. We've got shorter ones. They are the ones. Are these the ones that overhang a little bit? Okay, so I need to put. Yeah. Okay. So what's going to be the best way to do this? Where did I put my glue? My glue tray, my globs of glue. Let me get some more glue out of here. Oh my gosh. All right. I think I'm going to go down this edge. I really don't know how you're supposed to deal with this. That's just a glob. We'll get that off of there. Okay. I'm going to put this one on this edge first. So this is the one that fits flush. Like this. Yeah, and I think I'll just stand it up like we've been doing. These thin boards are not exactly flat. And I don't know if it's the painting I did on them that's kind of warped them a little bit. I think it's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. I might put the other one on that side. I think that makes sense to me. Let me put some glue over here. We'll do the two flush. I don't even know if that's glue's getting on there. There we go. We'll do the two flush sides like this. Yeah. Yeah, these are definitely warped. If I can get that to stand off, so they're warping out like this. Not a lot, but enough. Try to put the cap on this to try to hold them in. I think we put this in piece on, we can get it to hold in place a little bit. Like so. This is such a mess. If I stand it this way. Yeah, you can really see. Can you guys see how far off that end is? I don't know if you can see. There's a 1/16 of an inch of gap there where it's arcing its way out. But what can we do? We'll just have a jacked up flower box. That's all there is. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to try to, when we glue it up here, I'm going to try to pull that back in. I don't know how well this is going to work though. Like so. See if I can kind of hold it all together. Yeah, just kind of split the difference with it. It's not too bad. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I think that's all right. Okay, so that's kind of the bottom. I guess that's the bottom tray. And then what are we doing to make a... So yeah, glue all that up. We make this tray. Then over here, can you guys even see what I'm looking at down here? We got to make essentially a handle, I guess. I don't know. So what's the best way to do this? Does it make sense? I guess I'll glue the uprights first. I guess makes sense. And then we'll put the handle in between them, kind of slide it down in between them. So it needs glue here, down on the bottom edge. Got the stuff. Yeah. And I guess I'm just going to try to hit the middle. There's where they had the connection, where they, so the way these are on these, I guess if you want to call them sprues or whatever, There's just little bitty points where they're actually still connected when these are obviously laser cut, and they leave just a little bit of piece. Well, that is the center. They're in the center. I can see them right there, and right there is where those were at. So that's how I can easily find center for these handles like that. And then give me the other handle. We'll get it glued on. I gotta make sure. So it has a little bit. This is this side here is beveled. So I want to make sure I glue this side because you want that rounded bevel to go outways. Or at least that's how they show it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I've been saying every build I want to do something in a larger scale because everything's so tiny. And now here I am fumbling with sticky glue and little bitty wooden pieces. No, nothing changes. I think I'm going to take this and just kind of put a little glue on each end like this. I mean, it's like, this stuff is like just, I know it's gross, but it's like just clear boogers. It's just awful. Okay, and then this goes in between these a little below the tops. And if I can get it off my finger, there we go. So I just want to kind of go equal, if you can see what I'm saying. So it goes below, you got a little extra up top there. I want to just kind of make that equal. I want to make sure the handle is, I want to try to get it standing up straight would be nice. Both of the handles. I'm just going to squint one eye, use the old one eye squint method to make sure it's straight. And that looks pretty good. And I think we have a flower basket. So I'm going to set it over here. Let's go back and check our, whatever this was, our flower bed. It seems to be okay. Yeah, it glued up okay. All right. I think that's going to be fine. All right. Well, we actually got more done than I was expecting with the first episode getting one box completed. I didn't expect to get all the way to the flower rack. So what's nice though is we can cut this apart together. Let me see. So we've got C16, and where is my ginormous thing that tells me what everything is? Okay, C16 are these guys here, and a lot of these I pre-painted, so hopefully this I did too. See, oh, you know what? C16 were in here. Remember the ones we threw in the monkey head last episode? This is C16. Why was it telling us? Okay, we're going to go back. If you didn't watch last episode, go back and watch it after this one. Wait, finish this one and go back. But anyways, way up here in storage box 1, right here, step 1, paint the parts based on the part illustrated paper, then glue C16 and C15. We're using C16 way down here. Yeah, they're right there. And they're the fronts of these. So if I had gone ahead and glued C16 onto C15, I would now not have the parts I need to make my flower rack. And I would be flower rackless. Nobody wants to be flower rackless. So there's actually a good, I'm calling Rolife. I'm writing a letter. Okay, but we've got them here. So there's C16. Now I need D15 and D16. Let me pull out my road map and see where the heck D15 and D. This is insane. It's over here. All right, so we've got D15, D6, D15 of these guys. Where are those at? They're here, which I've actually already painted. I pre-painted a bunch of stuff. These guys are not painted yet, but that's okay. D16, okay, so D16 are the shelves. Yeah, and then D15 are the sides. So let's go ahead and I found if you flip these to the back side, so there's kind of a front side, I guess. Actually, each side doesn't matter. But these little things, the little pieces that are holding these together, they're only halfway through, and the half they're on is this back side. So it's easiest to get these out if you hit them on this side. Does that make sense? You can cut through them easier. If you're doing it from this side, you got to go all the way through to the back side and make the cut. No, I didn't even get them. I didn't even get them clipped out. So let's see. Oh, I guess all of them have one there, one there, one there. Okay, how'd that do? Get out of there. And you do have to be a little bit careful. This wood is very, like I said, it feels like balsa wood almost. It's not. I have a feeling it would very easily split down the grain, which the grain's running this way. You know how if you've ever done anything that deals with balsa wood, you know, it'll easily break down the grain. Where else is this? Here. 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 There, I think. It's not the easiest. There we go. Like I said, I'm trying to be careful. And these are big pieces. The little pieces I have to be, those little pieces we were just using, you got to be real careful with. Get out of there. There we go. Thank you. All right. Let me put my road map to the side, move my tweezers. All right. What do we got? Well, we need to split these apart, I guess. I can go back and paint these later. This is all the same color, so it doesn't matter. But what they have us doing, they have us laying this flat and then putting one of these guys like so, and then we're going to put a D16 in there. Okay, what I do, here it is. I think it may be time for a new, I think it's time for a new toothpick. Throw that to the trash can. Where did I put, uh-oh, I just did that and I don't know where my toothpicks are. Oh, here they are. Let's get a new toothpick for the old glue there. Let's actually grab some more of this nastiness. Okay. If we get real lucky, we'll run out of this stuff. Now, let's glue this bottom edge. Here's what they want us to do. They want us to put it... Can I slide this up? So, well, I'm moving my face cam. Sorry, guys. Hi. I'm going to work down here at the bottom. I don't want to glue it to the paper, so I want to work on my work surface here. This is a little... I'm not sure. Okay, don't stay. Now, what I need to do real quick. There's some... Let me sand these little burrs off real quick so it'll sit flat. There we go. And then they want us to glue... Yeah, this in. So I need to go, I guess this edge and that edge will work. So we'll go this edge here. And, oh my goodness. I don't even know what edge I just put glue on. Was it this one? Yeah. Like so. And then this sits, it looks like it sits in the middle. No, it sits closer to the top, but not all the way. So it definitely has a lip underneath. No, maybe it is supposed to sit level to the top of this front fascia piece. This piece up front. I'm just going to put it to that. What I'm trying to figure out is where to put this piece here, and I'm lining it up to the front edge. Let me move this up here so y'all can see a little better. I'm lining it up on this front edge because this is going to sit like this. So I kind of want this to be flat and smooth and not have a ton of glue on it like that was. Okay. I actually now need to turn the page, and I've got so much stuff going on here. I can't turn the page on my book. Because what do they want us to do next? As I hold this with one hand. Oh, they have us do... So they have us put the shelves in now. Do I just kind of guess where these go? Apparently. We're going to be putting in the shelves. It's hard to tell. It looks like they don't line up with... I'm looking. Can you guys see? I'm looking up here. So we got to put these in. I'm trying to see where do they go. This one was easy because it lined up with that guy. I think it's going to go, do we line it up? I can't line it up with that because then, so I think it's going to go about right there because this, so sorry. So there's like a stepped shape here. So I'm trying to figure out, so these will probably go, I mean, these have to go on the outside. So probably here, right? Trying to look at the picture. I mean, I think that's right. So I need to put the shelves just right above that right there. Okay. Oh my gosh, this glue's turned into an absolute science fair project over here. Okay, I mean, it looks like something my daughter would play with from some, whatever, slime kit or something. And then I got to try to get them square too. I think that looks pretty close. I think that's a little high though. I need to move it down. Yeah, right there, I think. Sorry, I'm probably leaning my head right in the way, but I'm trying to look down to make sure we're our shelves are perpendicular. Speaking of, where's my last shelf? Here we go. Let's get that one glued in place. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get this, whatever this thing's called, a flower rack, done before we go, because I think we can get it done. Let's try to go the same spacing. It is what it is. Let's just go right there. I don't know. I think there's the bottom, well, it kind of looks bigger on this one too, so I guess that's probably right. Then they have us put this on next, like so. So let's go ahead and glue up. Let me put some glue on the edges of these guys. Okay, and let me get this one like that, and I think I'll put a little glue. Actually, no, that'll do it, because this is going to slide right in here like so. And now I want to line these, make sure they're lined up the same, so it's almost square maybe. I think what I'm going to do is move this out of the way, set it on my nice flat work surface. I know this work surface is nice and flat. Now I should be able to, yeah, I think we're okay. It's going to be fine like that. Let me give it a squeeze together. See if we can get it nice and square looking, which I think it looks pretty square. That's what's most important right now, is that we don't have any shelves we don't want our plants rolling off the shelves. I think that's pretty square like that. And now we just need to put the last two little front fascia pieces. They'll bring it right across here. So let me go ahead and get some glue on there. And I think I want to make sure I get glue in the middle, but I also want to make sure I get glue across the joints here, because that'll help kind of hold everything together. Yeah, I was thinking about, like, in October time, or November, October, Halloween time, I should say, taking these back out. Obviously we'll finish this up way before then, but taking this back out and then doing it up like a haunted house, like, but I think half the job is already being done for me with this glue, because everything's already going to have spider webs all over it. So that'll be nice. But I think I am going to do that with these when it comes down to Halloween time. Pull this back out and try to kind of Halloween it up. We need some big man-eating plants and stuff to put in it. I think that would be fun. Make a nice Halloween decoration out of it. I think that's pretty good, I guess. Do those all look square to you guys? I think so. I'm kind of looking at it from an angle, Let me look at it straight. I think that looks pretty good. I'm all right with that. I'll have to put some paint or whatever we want to call this, our wash, across the front of it. And you can see just barely, I don't know if you can see on YouTube because the compression's so bad on YouTube, but there is just a very faintest difference in color, and it makes all the difference. It takes a little of the sheen out of the wood, and it's not so balsa woody looking either. It actually gives it more of a, a real wood kind of look. Now all the edges, you can see all the edges are very dark. That's because this is laser cut and it burns the wood. But there we go. We've got, what was this thing called? A flower rack. We've got some boxes. We've got a flower carrier, whatever that was called. And we've got a planter. So I think we're making progress. We're making progress. Like before, I will probably go ahead and try to prep a lot of these pieces before we get back together tomorrow. We're about out of time today, so I want to thank you for joining me. But I will go ahead and prep some stuff up. I don't know. I guess this is just the extra stuff we can do. I'm going to set that to the side before I lose it. Like I said, I'll get everything prepped for tomorrow, and we'll come back tomorrow. We'll continue working on the old flower shop here. I think it might be the death of me, but we'll get this thing done. And I think it's going to be pretty cool when it's finished. And I think there's some really cool things we could do with it down the road. But thank you for joining me. Hey, leave me those comments down below. Let me know, do you build these kind of kits? I like building anything. I really do. Do you like building anything, including flower shops? Let me know down in the comments, and hit that like button, subscribe. I don't know. Do all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Here we go. This night, you gotta find that nightmares do come true. We will find you. Treat or treat. This night.